To think that in local footy you can take cameras into the room and give that sort of coverage before the game. There's Greg Cockrell. He'll have Devil.
I'm just wondering who's going to miss out of the players that they nominated. I can't see number 50, Matty Cullen, out there, and I can't see 23, which is Dave Cullen. I can't see either of those, Ron, so we'll just keep working on those. Certainly Nevada Cornwall and Cockrell's out there, Darren the Noble's out there too.
I'd suggest Paul Manson.
And I haven't found Paul Manson. What number is Paul?
38. Paul is out there.
Paul's out there. I haven't seen the other two, the 14 and the 17, the two men.
Yeah, the 14's there. Dean Manson's there.
Dean Manson's there. I haven't seen Ross.
To think that in local footy you can take cameras into the room and give that sort of coverage before the game. There's Greg Cockrell. He'll have Devil.
I'm just wondering who's going to miss out of the players that they nominated. I can't see number 50, Matty Cullen, out there, and I can't see 23, which is Dave Cullen. I can't see either of those, Ron, so we'll just keep working on those. Certainly Nevada Cornwall and Cockrell's out there, Darren the Noble's out there too.
I'd suggest Paul Manson.
And I haven't found Paul Manson. What number is Paul?
38. Paul is out there.
Paul's out there. I haven't seen the other two, the 14 and the 17, the two men.
Yeah, the 14's there. Dean Manson's there.
Dean Manson's there. I haven't seen Ross, the 17. He might be one of the other unlucky ones. We'll just pick them up for the listeners as we can. Obviously, in the Geelong Advertiser, about 25 players named for each side, so we've got to narrow them down as they come onto the ground. Certainly Matt Cullen's not there, and nor is 23 Dave Cullen.
Well, I'd say without doubt, Ronnie, that the North Geelong side, they've got the 20 that are named in the paper. I see Steve Simpson out there. He was named on the interchange, and the young bloke, Elzingaro, was out the back there, and I heard a couple of the North Geelong players talking about the youngster making his debut, so he's obviously there. We know that Visinton and Ryan aren't there. They played in the seconds. Just going through their side, there's no way known it's going to line up in the paper. We see Vac at full forward. He'll obviously go into the ruck. Well, it's a Heinz tradition not to name your the paper the side that's going to run out in the ground. But Malcolm Keith named a full back. Surely Hardman will get the job on Boothroyd again.
I think wherever Boothroyd starts, I think Hardman will pick him up because he did such a good job on him in that second semi-final.
It'll be interesting to see where they line up with Nevada Cornwell. These are all the things McNamara told us that he'd addressed during the week, so it'll be interesting to see what he does at this first bounce to counter it. I'll try and pick him up. Nevada Cornwell starts off on the bench. Could be. They said they had a surprise for us, didn't they?
Yep, it's happened before, and, well, only time will tell. We're a couple of minutes away from starting time, Shane, so...
We're tossing the coin now.
We're going to get to Noel Fanny. He's going to do the coin toss, is that right, Ron? No, I think Nevada Cornwell's won the toss. He's going to kick to the Melbourne end, which is kicking with the Bruce in the first quarter.
He's kicking to the Corio end, correction.
Corio end, we call that the Corio end. I think that might be a bit complicated, Tassie. We'll call it the Melbourne end, I think. If we start calling it the Corio end when we won then, which end we're going to, Ronnie?
Okay, well...
Big crowd here too, Ron.
Certainly, and you there, Shane?
Yes, with bells ringing. I forgot my bell, though.
Yeah, good on you, mate. When you asked me about the weather, it was okay, but after we spoke...
Oh, no.
In 5 minutes, the clouds burst and it was quite damp. So.
I guess the moral of the story is don't call the weather.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to me. I'll take care of that.
Good on you, mate.
You take care of the football.
Yeah, okay, well...
How's the crowd building up now?
Yes, it is building. It's going to be a great day. A little bit of a shame that it is a bit overcast.
I got sunshine down here, in case you'd like to know.
Yeah, great. We'll send a bit over this way to the Western Oval.
Here it comes.
Okay, good on you, Shane. And, well, players just doing their final preliminaries now, ready to commence the 1993 Geelong District Football League Division 1 Grand Final here at the Western Oval, where we've already mentioned a great crowd building up to witness this great clash between two great sides, North Geelong and Corio. Corio winning the toss and kicking to the Melbourne end, of which there would be, gentlemen, a 3 to 4 goal advantage, I would suggest.
Well, you think so, Ron, but as it was the other day, we thought there was a 4 or 5 goal breach, but you still got to use the ball right. There's no advantage there if you don't get the footy and use it correctly, and neither side did that last time we were out here with a bit of wind, and, well, maybe it mightn't be quite the advantage that you think it is. Ronnie, I believe that, Tassie, I believe Jeff Marnie might be playing his 200th game today. Is that correct?
200th game, life
That's
member.
a marvellous effort, isn't it?
Life member. They're into it already here. Greg Cockrell on the wing. We've got a blue already.
Yeah, there's a fight on. Greg Cockrell.
Oh, go get him, go get him, go get him.
Action there. In comes Manson. In comes, McKinnon goes.
And now comes the police, and here they come. And
No, there's no Johnny Hoppers on the charge yet.
oh, don't. Well, get him, get him.
And the ball hasn't been bounced. Players haven't even taken up their positions. There's still spectators all over the ground. So there's a sensation early on here.
Yeah, there goes the
grand
siren.
final. And Greg Cockrell's all fired up, I can tell you.
It
certainly is.
Dean Burke,
Likewise, he's as keen as Greg Cockrell is for a bit of a dip here. I tell you, the umpires will be keen to get the crowd off the ground and get this one underway.
Hey, guys, will there be any charges over this at the tribunal?
No, I think it's a bit of pre-match nerves, and Malcolm Key's just giving himself a bit of a scratch where the cricket players rub the footy, rub the leather now and again, the red leather. He's a bit keen too, Malcolm Key. He's a tough customer too, Ronnie.
Yeah, certainly is. Emergency umpire Mark Nolan is on the ground. Talking of umpires for the big clash here this afternoon. In the middle, Steve Ellison and Simon Nellis. Congratulations, fellas. They're going to have their job cut out for them.
Hardiman, Boothroyd to full forward. Hardiman picking him up. Skoko's gone back to full forward. McNamara giving him a bit of treatment down there. So
Cockrell and Burke still out of here.
Guys are going to get set off shortly. They'd want to settle right down. Eves is on the wing. His opponent out there is the young fella.
Pacey Keating. I thought he might pick up Eves.
Yeah, because Shane Burns started. Shane Burns is a starter on the outer wing.
And Jeff Marnie starting in the centre square. No, he's walking back now. He's picking up Swampy Marsh. Jeff Marnie, they shake hands.
Simpson named on the bench has started on a half-back flank.
And still Cockrell and Dean Burke are not the best of mates. And Craig Eves It's the start of the grand final. Brady, get us into the play.
Yeah, Simon Nellis, it's a great bounce. Simon back up high, gets first hand of the leather of the 93 grand final. But there's been a free kick and it's going to be awarded to Jimmy Onturk for over the shoulder.
Here comes Onturk for Corio. Punt kicks long towards the half-forward zone. Oh, almost a mark down there. Boyle shot one high. He's down, Boyle. Play on as the call. They're going in hard. Oh, this is going to be a tough one.
Down,
the free kick is going to... Yeah, Corio got two down. Boothroyd's down and so So is the big fella there in Boyle, and Hardman takes the free kick and kicks out the half back and finds Bellwood.
Yes, and Shane Birdsdown traps the footy. Fumbled initially, good enough to get it to Jamie Marnie. Over the top he goes, puts Spence under a bit of pressure as we see breaking clear now. All Cousins well collared, but the tackle was a little bit high, said umpire Nellis. Good umpiring, gentlemen, as we see that was actually umpire Steve Ellison, as now John Cousins, the Corio dasher, gets the free kick at half forward.
Spears it into half forward, too far for Greg Cockrell, who's pushed out behind. The umpire saw it that way too. He and Dean Burke, I hope they shake hands at the end. They didn't shake hands at the start, they shook right hands, I think you might find. And Greg Cockrell, who started on a half forward flank, and has got 50 metres.
Free kick in the goal square.
Free kick in the goal square. The umpire's blown the whistle. It's going to go Corio's way. Cockrell just laconically punt kicks the ball down. It's going to be a free kick in the goal square to Corio, and Philip Boyle, who just got, well, let's put it mildly, he got flat. That's the nicest thing you can say about a minute and a half ago. Is going to take the free kick. The player is standing right on the goal line. He can't miss Boyle, and Boyle does it. And Corio got the first goal of the 1993 Grand Final on WYRFM.
Yeah, got the first goal. It's been an interesting start. A lot of physical work. People just trying to make their presence felt. Cockrell and, as we said, the fella there, Burke, out of each other. McNamara and now Go in the goal square. They're into it down there. So it'll be
and the Botawella connected.
This is going to turn into a blue too, I think. And here goes
McKinnon, Ivan Jovanovic's in there too, pushing with Canahan off it. Shelley goes back there. The play.
I think the umpire will bounce it.
The umpire says, "Give us the ball, boundary umpire. Get out there quick. I want to start the play." There's about 12 players down in the goal square there at the Geelong end, the North Geelong end. But the umpire back in the centre, he's going to start the play. That's the right thing to do, Ronnie.
Yes, the bounce favours the big fella Jimmy Ontur. Gets hand the ball. Cousins is there, likewise cheating. He couldn't control it. Well met there by Jeff Marnie it was. And umpire Ellison is going to come in and bounce down just to the North Geelong side of the centre square.
Says he far bit from me to umpire. What about 2 or 3 quick free kicks to break this up?
No, I'd let it go, mate.
You'd let it go?
The order off rules brought this in, this pushing and shoving. Normally it'd be all in blue by now. Let's let it go. It's good for the crowd.
Half forward for North Geelong, picked up by the 200 gamer Jeff Marnie. Punt kicks line. McKennahan flies high down in the bench. No mark taken. Play on the court. It's tough down there.
Yeah.
Might be a free kick here. North Geelong's way, I think, for a high tackle.
Adam Kent was a little bit overzealous on that tackle.
Jovanovic picks himself up.
Into it here on the wing again.
Greg Cockrell got held him. Oh, he's doing all right.
And Cockrell there, end now.
This is the sensation of the grand final. Boothroyd's got to try and sort things out. It's a free kick to North Geelong. Jovanovic should kick a goal. He's only 20 metres out.
Interchange already, boys. It's been an interchange here, Noel Fanning. Number 4 coming on for the Corio side. I think
Lenoble on and Keating off.
Yeah, Keating off the young place.
Jovanovic should kick the goal. Comes in right foot. Punt kicks for goal. Shot to level. Jovanovic kicks the goal for North Geelong.
Ian Cockrell reported and sent off.
And Ronnie Brain, I thought you told me that the emergency umpire had nothing to do with a Saturday afternoon. Mark Nolan hasn't been on the bench yet.
Going to be a very busy boy, I would suggest.
Ian Cockrell has been sent off. So he's got 15 minutes, and we played, not quite 5 minutes of the first quarter. He'll be back on just before the 20-minute mark. So Corio now play with 17 men as Ivan Jovanovic boots his first goal and the first goal on the board to North Geelong. It's 1 goal apiece. It's all tied up.
Interesting start, Mark.
It's been a boring day, but this is it. This is where it's all happening, Noel.
Yes, very interesting start to the 93 Division 1 GDFL Grand Final. Back to the centre. Simon back, flew high. Got it to the direction of Jones. The captain of the side gets it across to the running Marnie. Jamie Marnie on the left foot goes up to half forward. Looks there for Shane Hoskin, but Sean couldn't quite get there in time. And we'll see a boundary throw in on that outer side. Well, in between half forward, centre wing, North Geelong doing the attacking.
Boundary throw in. Here we go. Up high. Comes down to Marsh. Marsh puts it on the left foot for Corio. Punt kicks towards centre wing a bit further. Up high there was Manson pushed out of the contest according to the umpire. And this is Dean Manson who takes the kick. Spears a pass across to the leading Boothroyd who marks outside 50.
That's the difference.
And that should be 50 metres. That player ran across the mark. Oh, he got away with it there, Craig Eves. Very, very lucky was Craig Eves as Boothroyd. A long way out from goal. Steadies. He's going to have a ping at it, I think. He comes in, unloads on the right foot. It's a long, long kick. Deep into the teeth of goal. They back. It's a goal! It's the pack. It's touched off hands. It's touched off hands. 1 point only. Gee, it was a long kick from Boothroyd. That would have been a lifter. But 1 point only off the boot of the big captain coach there, Rodney Boothroyd, the co-coach, with his teammate at the other end of the ground, Darren McNamara.
One of the things we asked him Thursday night was he going to lead straight up the ground today? Was his answer, Ronnie said yes, and that's what he started off doing.
Yeah, straight football as we see coming in there was Mark Enrich, who met the ball very strongly, but there's a holding charge behind the pack. And I think you'll find that, Simon, in fact, gets the free kick.
Now, Bellwood, who kicked that ball in, Ron, has made very good ground. He's back in the centre of the ground now, but he's been picked up by Cousins. And North Geelong punt kicked the ball out wide towards centre wing. Oh, good tackle laid out here. Player Hoskin might have been, loses the foot. He might have got one high, as picked up by Jeff Marnie, but the free kick going back to North Geelong. Little left foot kick around the side. Finds Bellwood, who kicked the ball in originally. He's down between centre and centre half forward. He kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Out comes Dave McKinnon. He's got support with Sim Janney, but McKinnon picks it up. Kicks it over the top of the shoulder. Lucks of fortune because on-two marks in the centre. On-two punt kicks long. But Boothroyd is pushed out, and Boothroyd will take the free kick. Well,
Other way.
The other way.
Yeah, good call.
Well, against Rod Boothroyd there, Phillip ball at the back of the pack to mark the ball.
Oh, yes.
Well, a very costly mistake there, Rodney Boothroyd, as we see North Geelong now, through the agency of Malcolm Key. Take that Stuart Hardiman pass, gives it the running back pocket player there in number 37 for those Magpies in Bartovic, up to centre winger. Now, the fight is on. Burns is there, throws himself on the footy. Likewise, there was Simgenev. The ball now quickly cleared out of the pack by Kent. Kent to the centre wing position, looks for Redridge, but good work there from Simon Vac, who bustled him out of the way and clears the ball to half forward.
Yeah, look, lovely play there by the big fella Vac. He kicks to half forward. Now, Zamark here to North Geelong, just taking his time a little bit here is Hoskin, as he punt kicks into the pocket. The lead's a good one from Skoko, and the mark is a beauty too, and he takes the mark some 30 metres out from goal, directly in front of his hands, Skoko. Corio playing with 17 men at the moment, don't forget, because Ian Cockle's off the ground. It has been reported, Ronnie. Noel Fanning.
Yes, Mark Nolan's got Ivan Pastovic down there for striking Ian Cockrell in that Mallee.
Okay, another report, thank you, Noel. Shot at goal there is offline.
1 point only to Ian Skoko. Off the boot there, and we wait now to see, looks like McNamara is back there to take the kick in. Left foot kick, long one, out over half back. Up goes Jamie Marnie, knocks it away from Nevada Coolman. He's got the tagging job again. They stack it on top of it out there. Comes out the back chance for Jones of North Geelong. Fires a hand pass out in the direction of the nose picker, Tony Spence. Too wide for him. Over the boundary line it goes. 65 metres around for the North Geelong goal. Scoreboard shows 1 goal, 1 7 points on the board. 1 goal, 1 7 points on the board. Doesn't matter who you're barracking for, Ron. It's all tied up.
Yep, 7.5 minute mark in the first quarter of the grand final. Sees now breaking clear. Kicking it quickly up was Marnie. He's been very busy early. The high flyer, Shelley, in front, knocked it down. Good football here for the North Geelong side as Parsonage comes in. Jovanovic, I should say. Ivan Jovanovic has kicked his second goal. Great opening for the Magpies into a pretty stiff breeze here, gentlemen.
Yeah, good play by Swennerson. Long kick there. Jovanovic started off like he finished in that second semi-final. Was a good player for them too. As you said, Marnie's got the job on Cornwell. Interesting start. North Geelong just look a little bit smarter than they did at the first start of that second semi-final, Cookie.
Lucks of fortune there. Darren Shelley trying to thump it away. Didn't quite get the full twist on it. Landed in Jovanovic. He made no mistake on that left foot. Looks like Dave McKinnon's got the job on him today as we wait on the umpire to bounce the ball back in the centre. Swenson's in the middle at the moment. Bounce down. Favours Sid Jones. He takes it out of the air. He's run down in the tackle. Gets a quick kick towards centre wing. Up they come. Beat the drum. Marnie, a hand pass over the top is a good one too. He finds his teammate there in Craig Eves, who gives it back to Marnie and flattens young Darryl Lenoble with the hip and shoulder at the same time. Fair bump and a good one too, but the ball spills off Jeff Marnie by the boundary throw in, just the attacking side of centre wing for North Geelong.
Doing the ruck contest on this occasion, over the top, Darryl Jones thumps it down, but it's sharked by Johnny Cousins at ground level. An up and under, kicks it quickly up to the centre half forward position. Ball well knocked away from Phillip Boyle by Simon Vac. Mark Henrich is in there fighting for his side. Likewise, Johnny Cousins, who comes out with the footy. A kick, not a good one. Malcolm Key at centre half back stems the tide for the Magpies. Good support from Ivan Parsovic, who slaps it up the centre half forward. Oh, Shelley up high, fists it down to ground. Swampy Marsh picks it up and clears for those Corio Devils to half forward. But Stewie Hardiman does a great job in defence.
Punches it away from Boyle and it's taken by Simpson, who's playing well at half back. Simpson now goes onto the left foot out wide. Oh, Mick O'Toole's taking a good mark out there. Centre wing, just defensive side of centre wing. Good strong mark, Mick O'Toole, because he's under a lot of pressure there. 2 goals, 1-13. North Geelong, Corio 1-1-7. And we played 7.5 minutes of the first quarter. So O'Toole punt kicks the ball back towards centre wing. Out they come. Manson. This is Paul Manson. Swing it onto the left foot, down to the forward zone. But Malcolm Key stands firm in defence and takes the mark and fires off the hand pass very quickly.
Schwinnerson it is, the ruck rover for the North Geelong side. Looks up for the lead there of Jovanovic. He couldn't take the ball, but his opponent can. Dave McKinnon clears a long bomb up the half forward. It's over Boyle's head, and it's all North Geelong as we see that Parsovic finds Key with Slick hand passing to Schwinnerson. Oh, he goes short to Bellwood, who races through the centre of Western Oval and kicks a loose ball up to half forward. Hoskin comes in strongly. Likewise, McNamara, the leader of the band. And I think you'll find that umpire in Steve Ellison will bounce down some 30 metres from the North Geelong goal members' side of the Western Oval.
Says they've settled down a little now, playing footy now?
Yeah, both settled down to the job now. They're just concentrating on the footy. It was a good, exciting start.
They're doing well, Corio. They only got 17. They're holding them pretty well at the moment. Bounce down. Up they go. McKean actually gets it the second time. Deliberately hits it over the banded line, but the umpire won't peg him for that. He had nowhere else to go. It was a knockdown after all, and out of bounds it goes. Right forward pocket. Grandstand side of the ground. North Geelong well in attack, kicking to the Geelong end of the ground. Umpire throws it back in. Orford's up. Tries to take it out of there. Can't do so. At the back of the pack, Marsh has a chance. Kicked off the ground here for Corio. They paddle the ball out. Bellwood intercepts. Went without it. Picked up here by the Noble. He's in trouble. Got the hand pass across. How about the ball was down the Noble, and he'll take the free kick. The umpire's allowed the advantage paid as away go Cousins. Gets around the player there in Jones, and Cousins kicks Corio into attack.
Yeah, lovely football. Good lead to Philip Boyle, a centre half forward for the Corio Devils. He looks up the ground. The lead from Boyle. No, it's not. It's Boothroyd. He's gone wide. Now he's come straight up the ground. Better football, Rodney Boothroyd, and accepts the pass, but he's still kicking from a good 65 metres, gentlemen.
Yeah, he can't bomb it from there, Ron. He's got to look for the pass. The short one is on. The kick towards Cornwall. Yeah. Oh, what a magnificent effort.
Running with the flight of the ball.
With the flight of the ball. Had to dive sideways. I tell you what, Greg Chapman would have been proud of that. That was a great catch. We'll put that down as a catch, not a mark. Good effort by Nevada Cornwall, the captain of the Corio side, and he's going to punt kick for goal from 35 to 40 metres out. He's directly in front, and he's got the breeze at his back.
Comes in now, the drop punt, Dewey jabbed at it, didn't kick through the leather. Disappointing there from the skipper, Nevada Cornwall, offline.
Yeah, not many surprises here from the North Geelong side. They've pretty much gone with the same starting lineup they had against the Corio in the second semi-final. Had to change around half-time, as we know, but they just look a little bit better today.
They certainly started better, and of course, having only 17 to beat's got to be some help to them, Tassie, as we wait. Looks like Harbour is bringing the ball back into play. Little kick into the back pocket, finds its mark in Bellwood. Bellwood marks and plays on quickly out towards half-back, and Twitterson takes the mark on the defensive side of half-back's flank.
Kicks it along, it's a lovely kick too into the breeze, and finds Darryl Jones out there at centre wing, outer side of the Western Oval. Jones now plays on and kicks it long, and Eves in front. Well dispossessed there of the leather by Lenoble at the back of the pack, but coming in Hosking. Good football from the youngster on the left foot, slaps it up onto his boot and gained a good 30 metres, but Skoko couldn't quite get there in time, and it's out of bounds some 15 metres from the North Geelong goal. We've been travelling 12 and a half minutes to the first term scoreboard. Corio 1-2-8, North Geelong 2-1-13, 5 points the margin in the grand final.
Boundary throw in just 5 metres away from the behind post. North Geelong deep in attack. Boundary throw in. Orford takes it out of the air, loses it though. Adam Kent crashes his way through the pack. Short kick goes in the direction of Cousins versus Jones. Cousins has got the post. Oh, well played, Cousins. Bursts away from Jones, has a bounce. Sells the dummy. The hand pass over the top toward Edridge. Put him under enormous pressure. Edridge in trouble. Klein loses the footy and his free kick. Then Johnny Cousins with brilliant play undone his good work with a shocking hand pass to Edridge, who was standing still, and the free kick goes to Simpson.
Simpson on the left foot, kicks it up there, but I think you'll find in front, yes, the free kick will go to Volano Semchev, who takes the ball at half-back.
He's playing on Orford, and he kicks the ball out towards Jimmy Onturk, who's up and can't mark. It's knocked away from Onturk. At the base of the pack, Cousins a chance to redeem himself. Can't gather it. In goes Jeff Marnie. He's trying hard too. Knocked away from Burns. Back goes Burns and slaps it forward for the North Geelong side. Out comes Blado. Senjanu in front of the big fella Orford. Kick goes up in the air. Doesn't travel very far. It lands in the arms of Big Back, and he punt kicks the ball deep into attack. Skoko flies and almost takes the beauty. At the back of the pack's a chance here for North Geelong. If they can gather the footy, they can't. Oh, stacking on top, it does McKinnon, and so too Adam Kent, and forces the ball up there, and we're going to have a ball-up decision just 20 metres out from the North Geelong goal.
Sean Hoskins looking dangerous early, gentlemen.
Yes,
very quick, and gee whiz, he was a bit unlucky that he just couldn't control the ball as he burst through then, because he would have been running into a certain open goal. Back to the footy, we see that Neil Alford plucks the ball out of the air, but was well tackled. Could have been just played against Elford, but it doesn't matter because Corio cleared the ball as we see that O'Toole now finds his skipper, Nevada Cornwall, on the centre of the ground.
Hunt kicks towards centre half forward, but Malcolm Key's out in front of Philip Boyle and takes a good mark on this occasion. Malcolm Key, a lively customer at half-back. He favours the outer side of the ground with a drop punt kick, making good ground. Cousins picks a good spoil out there, then stacks it on top of it as Jones was set to mark. Well,
At the bottom of the packet.
desperation there, forced the ball up. No, the umpire found a free kick and it's going to go the way is it of Burns. And Burns takes the free kick at centre wing for North Geelong. Goes towards Hoskin at half forward. Oh, drop one he should have taken there under no pressure at all was Hoskin. Shelley picks it up, tackle, loses it in the tackle. In goes Sam Janives, slots it back towards Shelley. He gets the ball forward. Out comes Jovanovic. He can't control it. In goes Craig Marsh, going in with plenty of force and a bit of a fight on just off the play here too, Ronnie.
Yes, Timmy Schwinnison and
Jimmy Onturk.
And Jimmy Onturk, and it's on.
And it's on too, and they're all fired up out there on the labels in there as Schwinnison. You follow the footy, Ron.
Okay, as we see the ball punched forward by the Corio defence. Cornwall's been held without the footy, and Nevada Cornwall, the skipper of the Corio side, gets another possession at the 15-minute mark of the first quarter as we see North Geelong lead by 5 points.
The emergency umpire's on the ground again. I wouldn't be surprised if Swinnison's been pinged. The kick goes out towards Boothroyd, who pushes his opponent in the back on this occasion at centre wing, and Stuart Harbin, who's had a pretty good final series, takes the free kick. Now the umpire's blowing the whistle and stopped the play.
Yeah, I think there's been a yellow card signalled to number 10, Mick O'Toole.
Yeah, reported O'Toole in that last hit.
O'Toole's been set off. I thought Schwinnison might have been the one to go, but there you go. Mick O'Toole arguing with the umpire stopped play and is sending him off. Now he's got to go 20 minutes, so he won't be on until 5 minutes into the second quarter. Corio needs to settle down and play the footy.
Well, hang on, takes 2 to tango. Cookie, there should be 2 plays set off at that instance.
I agree, Ron, but the umpire hasn't seen it that way. Now they've got 2 off the ground, Corio. Greg Cockrell can come back on in about another 5 minutes, but we won't see Mick O'Toole or anyone else until about the 5-minute mark of the second quarter.
Oh, poor football here by Shuey Hardy, but he went short to Marnie, and the kick was a poor one. And now Corio can clear the ball through Craig Marsh. Swampy steadies right in the middle. He kicks it long. The bouncy ball off bounces badly for him because there was no one home in the goal square. As we see now that Hardiman, cool on the crisis, picks it up and kicks it. Oh, very close to the boundary line. Looking there for Barcevic.
Great pressure, Philip Boyle. Great pressure. He was 1 out against 2 of them. When the ball bombed in long into the forward line, he had nothing to do for. He put the pressure on and forced the error, and now Boothroyd's got the free kick at half forward.
Yeah, Corio made a change there as you were calling that one. Kelvin Keating come off the ground, Greg
Cockrell's back on
the ground. Keating on.
Yeah, and Greg Cockrell's back on from the sin bin, and now Rod Boothroyd. He needs to unload a long one to lift his side. He puts the boot in, but it's a long kick down deep into attack. Greg Cockrell's pushed out, no mark taken. Malcolm Key's hand pass goes out wide to Burns. Burns gives it to back with hands. Out wide he goes. Another hand pass comes towards Bellwood, in trouble. Slaps it back towards the boundary line. Following it up, Tony Spence comes down the ground, forces the ball forward, and eventually goes over the line out of bounds. And they've gained about 65 metres out of that for have North Geelong, and it's out of bounds on the far side of the ground. Scoreboard shows 13 plays age. I reckon Corio are doing all right. If they settle down and play footy and get their players on the ground, Ronnie, they'll be right in this.
Yes, certainly. 18 minutes have gone to the first quarter of the 93 Division 1 GDFL Grand Final as Malcolm Key breaks clear at half back. But the kick, a poor one. Darren Shelley comes through strong. Good shepherding, Kelvin Keating allows Shelley to steady the kick, though. He can't find the target of Boyle. Hardiman was in the way. Good support there from Burke. And Dean Burke happy to see the ball go over the line and out of bounds. Members side, half-forward flank, Corio doing the attacking.
3 Geelong players there. One of them should have marked. They didn't. The ball's out of bounds, still in Corio's attacking zone. Up they go. At the back of the pack, a chance for North Geelong. Was that Marnie trying to get the ball forward? It was back. Might have been claimed high as he tried to get the foot in, but umpire saw it that way, and a free kick to Simon back. Punt kicks around centre wing. Ooh, just bounces inside the boundary line. Out comes Alford, takes the ball, but takes the boundary line with him as well. Keating puts the pressure on, and Vlado Semjani was doing quite well on Neil Alford early stages, Taz.
Yeah, a little bit concerned with Vac against Onturk, though. I think he's got to pay a lot more attention to Vac. He's going to take over if they don't watch him.
Yeah, well, Vlado Semjani does well. Here's Neil Alford in that boundary throw-in contest as Swampy Marsh thumps it forward, kicked off the carpet by Onturk. Gathered a good 30 metres. Boyle nearly marked the footy. Back comes through, cleans up Boyle, but buttering up well as Mark Enrich flung off the footy. Now the loose ball. Will it sit for Simpson? He can't pick it up. Oh, Subjetiv has cleaned him up. Good hip and shoulder, but great support there from Shane Burns, the little North Geelong wingman. Checked it to half forward. McKenna, though, defends well for the Corio side. Cousins should have been paid the mark. No, said the umpire. As we see now, the Subjetiv gives it across to Manson, and breaking clear, Dean Manson goes to the outer side, half forward flank, looking for a very enthusiastic
Cockrell. He helps out Edridge. Edridge fires it in towards Boothroyd. He's up, pushing the back for mine by Harmon, and the free kick's going to be paid. I saw it that way, and Boothroyd holds the back as Harmon got right into the back of him that time, and Boothroyd will take the free kick. Angle reasonably acute. He's going to kick to the Melbourne Road end. He's kicking from about 40 metres out from goal. Distance not a trouble or a problem at the same time for big legs. And I suggest Ronnie Brain, I'm going to back him in. I'm going to nominate him.
Haggett has been kicking the ball very well. And what are your thoughts on that free kick, Taz?
Yeah, just going back to, definitely should have taken the mark there, Cousins. Your call down umpire should have paid. I thought he ducked his head a little bit at the thought of Shane Burns coming in, but Boothroyd, yep, he deserves this one. He started off a lot better than he did in the second semi, Boothroyd, and he's got a chance. He'll see plenty of daylight from out there, Cookie.
Yeah, they've got 17 back on the ground now instead of 16 because Greg Cockrell's back on. Here comes Boothroyd, coming in on the right foot. Punt kicks for goal. Oh, I think they like it down there. It's a goal! And Eggs has booted his first goal in the 1993 grand final, and Corio straight back. North Geelong have got 2 goals, 13 points on the board. Corio 2-2-14. They've hit the front by the solitary margin.
At the 20-minute mark of the first quarter of the 93 grand final, and yes, Corio doing very well, Cookie and Tassie, considering they've been 2 men short for 15 minutes.
Yeah, interesting to note that Jeff Marnie it is, that number 1 for North Geelong is changing as a ruck rover now with Jones. There's also another player in that swap, and that's Swennison. They've got a 3-way change going there.
Okay, out of the centre comes Jeff Marnie with a tumble punt towards half forward. Sam Janib leads Orpin in the race for the ball, pushes in front of him, couldn't gather it cleanly. Shelley's there to back up and lend assistance. He's tackled. Shelley's kick goes in towards the centre. Eaves is up. He ducked the head and should have taken the mark, didn't. On Turk gathers. On Turk, hand pass. Sits Marsh free. And away he goes, Robbie Marsh towards half forward. Up goes Boothroyd. Can't mark on this occasion. He's got support in there. They're second on top, but players desperate to try and get the ball out. Umpire says, I'm going to have to ball it up. As Nevada Corval's back up Boothroyd, he just needed a bit of luck to be up and running. Didn't get it. Ball up decision, half forward plate for Corio, and they look good.
They certainly do, as we see Craig Eves doing battle with Nevada Cornwall on that ball up, as Eves butters up again. Good pressure though, Greg Cockrell forces him over the line and out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in about 35-40 metres from the Corio goal. 21.5 minutes gone of the first term.
Boundary throw in, players rise. Boothroyd does the ruck work, loses on this occasion, goes to Ian Cockrell, hand passes out wide towards Cousins. He's dispossessed. In goes Cockrell again, picked up by a little Noah. Was it Malcolm Key getting the foot into that one? Pushing towards the boundary line. Over the boundary line it goes. We'll have a boundary throw in, half forward flank. Corio in attack. They lead by 1 point, and we play 23 minutes of the grand final in the first quarter.
Up they go. Wolfpack pushed off the footy there by Boothroyd. Plays it out to continue. Oh, Sharky, it was Cornwall there. Comes in from 30 metres and has kicked a great goal.
Yeah, he certainly had the better of Marnie this week early in the game. Cornwall, I think that's his second, isn't it, for the afternoon?
His first goal.
Was it? He had the shot there earlier on, but he certainly got the better of Marnie at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and a good goal, Ronnie, because again, they're still playing with 17, don't forget. They played with 16 for a while, but they're back to 17 now on the ground. That's a good goal. They're kicking, we must remember, Ron, they're kicking with the freeze in this quarter, and perhaps they need another 1 or 2 quickly before quarter time to set them up for a bit of a chance in the second term.
Certainly, and if Jimmy Onturk's got anything to do with it, I'm sure that'll happen as he comes in to do the battle with Vac. Vac, though, wins the contest. Marnie tries to kick off the carpet. Jones is there giving support. Handballs backwards to Craig Eves, who kicks quickly up to half forward. Coming out in front, Schwinnerson could have been held. No, said the umpire, as we see Kelvin Keating now come through. Oh, hesitated a little bit. And, young Ben
behind play. He has been hit pretty hard, Manson. It's pretty tough out there. Boundary umpire throws it back into play. Here they go. Up goes Onturk. Knocks it over the top to Marsh. Marsh gathers the footy. Playing better this week at Swampy. Punt kicks to half forward. Boyle waits behind as Key goes to thump away. Puts it down towards Burns. He's in trouble. Gives it back to Key. Key goes over the top. Edridge plays a bit of volleyball towards Boyle. Boyle volleyballs it further afield. It's at half forward for Corio. Coming out of defence. Picking up Pastovic. Oh, Paddock got the hand pass away. Wasn't a good one, but the ever-reliable Bellwood's there to help. Handballs towards Spence. Spence knocks it on further afield. And the 200 gamer Jeff Marty gathers on the centre wing and punt kicks north North Geelong into attack.
Looks for Skoko, comes out, can't take the ball, comes to ground. Oh, Kent could have infringed on Hosking. Oh! Topping one a little bit high there from Jones was the 38 Guernsey from the Corio side. Paul Manson will get the free kick at centre half-back.
I think he just saw it coming in time, Ron, and made it a bit of a glancing blow, and now Manson favours the grandstand side of the ground. The kick's a shocker. He was looking for Keating, and he'd never had enough carry on it for Keating, and Bellwood playing in front takes the mark on centre wing.
Well, big loss for Corio. Paul Manson been playing very well as we see the ball now. I should say Dean, kicked forward by Jones again, been busy for the Pies. Up there to the pocket, the bouncy ball. Will it sit there for... That's Greg Cockrell out there for the Corio side. He can't control it, and we'll see about his throw in. Paul Manson it was.
So boundary show in forward pocket position. North Geelong into attack. We've played exactly 25 minutes of the first quarter as Senjanib goes up and wins this hit down. Doesn't go to the advantage of his side, although running onto the football now, a chance Corio. Little hand pass. Slapped out wide to Marsh. Cops one high. Play on the call. They're on the defensive 50, perhaps 55 metre line. Umpire's going to board up, and Swampy Marsh might be unlucky not to receive a high tackle on that occasion.
25 and a half minutes gone to the first quarter. North Geelong 2-1-13, trying Corio 3-2-20.
Bounce down. Onto goes up, wins this one against Backer, got into his back, hand pass from Marsh comes out in the direction of onto, gives it to Lenoble. Lenoble gives it to Marsh. Marsh has to kick in a hurry. At the target, up forward. Can he mark it? Greg Cockrell, he's got three to beat, including Ivan Pastovic. And the veteran Cockrell does it well, spins on the left foot, kicks the half forward. Cornwall's caught behind. Up he goes, Marnie's in front of him. This is Jamie Marnie, picks up, tackle by Nevada. Cornwall forces the error with the hand pass into the centre. Corio player Lenoble loses the ball and the tackle is in the dead centre of the ground. In goes Cousins. Can he get to the footy? He can, but the umpire's whistles beat him as the tackle was laid. The ball spilled free. Probably should have let it go on that occasion, Ron, but the umpire has seen better than we are, and he's right on the play, and he's going to ball up in the centre of the ground.
It's not a good bounce either. It's gone towards the North Geelong goal, as we see, with a ton of dash. Paul Manson, great work, and the kick well smothered, but Swampy Marsh is lending support, but there's been a holding decision against Shane Burns, and I think you'll find Paul Manson will get another touch of the leather here, right in the middle of the Western Oval.
Okay, 26 minutes gone to the first quarter. I would think Corio need to kick a couple of goals quickly. Now Manson lays back on the right foot, goes to half forward, boot right from behind, high, can't mark. A chance for Jamie Marnie, gathers well at ground level, kicks out towards centre wing. In comes Lenoble, clever play Lenoble, gathers, swings left foot, swings right foot, swings back to the left, kicks around towards Cornwall at half forward. The ball bounces away from him and his opponent Jamie Marnie, and a boundary show in 13 points for North Geelong, 20 points for Corio, kicking with the bruise, playing with less men. Pretty interesting first quarter.
Yeah, very interesting first quarter, and young Lenoble could have been a bit more positive there, Taz, down the corridor.
Yeah, could have stepped up. That's where Boothroyd's been leading for them. He's given them an option. That's where they've got to go.
Back flies high from that boundary, so in thumps the direction there of Jovanovic, who was pushed off the ball by McKinnon. Great work, Dave McKinnon. Drop putts, a little short one, and Rod Boothroyd in front there of Malcolm McKee takes a great mark, and Rodney Boothroyd will be kicking from 50 metres, and I would suggest distance not a problem here. Accuracy could be.
He'll kick this one, I think, Ronnie, because he's very confident today. That's the difference to last week. He's leading into pockets and all over the place, dropping marks today. He's very positive down the middle. He's grabbing them when they're there to be grabbed, kicking the ball nicely. He'll have no trouble with this one, Cookie.
I like the look of the way the leash is moving in. I like the look of the way Dave McKinnon attacked the footy on that occasion to get it to him. He comes in and unloads with a long bomb. It's deep into the attacking zone. It's just offline. I think it's left it away. 1 point only on the board there to Rod Boothroyd. He's got one goal too. Corio now going to 3 goals, 21 points on the board. They lead North Geelong 2-1-13. We played 27 and a half minutes of the first quarter of the grand final.
Yes, certainly. Stewie Hardiman now brings the ball back into play for the Magpies, and he goes to the outer side. Looks for Jones, who doesn't try to mark. Taps it on. Burns at the back of the pack. Picks up. Kicks quickly on the left foot. Looks up there to Alford and half forward. Hotly pressed by Villano Semjenev. The hand pass, a ball over. Adam Kent in front of Sean Hosking, and he'll get the free kick. And will take the ball out there on that centre wing position out of the side of the Western Oval.
Yeah, Superman pulled off the footy when he didn't have it. Could have been 50 there too as the player ran over the mark as Kent punt kicks up towards half forward. Centre wing perhaps, half forward flank or so. And the mark taken there by Simon back in front of Philip Boyle. Now back goes across to the centre of the ground. It clears all players. Eves is at the back of the pack and he takes the ball. Runs through the centre. The hand Second pass is to Jamie Marnie. Cornwall charges him down in the tackle. Well played, Nevada Cornwall, but Marnie gets the kick to half forward. Up they come. Hoskin hand pass over the top. One particularly good one. In goes Jovanovic. In goes Jeff Marnie. They've got stiff opposition there as Dave McKinnon puts the foot into it, dumps it towards the boundary line, and after Ivan Jovanovic kicked a couple of goals early, McKinnon settled down and played pretty good footy down there in the back pocket and half-back flank area.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Onturk's got to just risk his own game, Ronnie, and just go with Simon back and don't let him get a run at the football. That's what they're giving him too much room, and he can jump from the back and take these marks.
Here's Bellwood taking the ball from the throw-in. Punt kicks the ball deep into attack. Up goes McNamara with one hand, can't mark. Oh, Hoskin got one in the back from McNamara. Play on the call. Skoko drives in on top of McNamara. And here too is Manson, who gets rid of Skoko of McNamara. The siren's gone for quarter time, Ron. The umpire was going to ball it up. But at quarter time, let's have a look at this scoreboard here. Corio kicking with the breeze. 3 goals, 21 points on the board. North Geelong, 2 goals, 13 points, 8-point lead to Corio. What did you think of the first quarter, Ronnie Brassy Brain?
Yeah, well, like all first quarters of grand final football, it was tough before even the ball had bounced. We had a squirm on half forward between Dean Burke and Greg Cockrell. We had one at the other end of the ground with Darren McNamara and Angie Skoko. It was pretty exciting stuff, nothing spiteful, just trying to get a psychological edge over their opponents in the early stages. Then, when the game did start, well, the ball has been moved quite fiercely up and down the ground, and well, Corio, even though they were the victims of a couple of umpiring decisions, being with 2 players short in that first quarter, they've managed to hold on to an 8-point advantage here at quarter time, and for mine, that's a great effort for the Corio side.
Yeah, well, a pretty good start to the game, as you said, Ron. I just don't know. I thought the 2 players should have been sent off. They're going to send one off. They should have sent 2 off on the second occasion. I think Timmy Schwenderson might have been a bit lucky, but he's still on the ground, and good luck to you, Tim. At quarter time, goal kickers for Corio, Nevada Cornwall 1, Rod Boothroyd 1, and Phil Boyle 1. North Geelong's goals have both been kicked by the elusive Ivan Jovanovic, who started in a blaze of glory, but Dave McKinnon's got the job on him, and he's done pretty well since he kicked those 2 goals.
Yes, certainly one of the better players for the Corio side, Dave McKinnon, in that first quarter for mine. Other good players to impress. I thought that Jimmy Onturk did well also for the Corio side, but I suppose Simon Back, his opponent, has had the better of him, but his contribution for the Corio point of view has been quite a good one here this afternoon.
Well, I don't think Simon Back is dominating as he did in that second semi-final, Ron. I think Onturk's doing his job. He's got a few possessions himself, and he's kept Back down a bit. Well, Back's playing quite well. He's not actually dominating the game, so I think that's a plus for Corio at this stage.
Yes, certainly, Cookie, and well, here at quarter time in the 1993 GDFL Division 1 Grand Final, as the vintage cars go around the bicycle track here. Quite a spectacular vision here with some very nice looking units going around the ground. Just a bit of entertainment here at quarter time for the spectators, which are in quite large numbers here this afternoon. At quarter time, Corio 3-3-21. They lead North Geelong 2-1-13. And I think we'll go back to Shane in the studio. Shane's obviously gone to get some update scores, and I'm sure we'll hear from you, Shane, as soon as you can give us some information about other scores throughout the Geelong District this afternoon. Cookie,
Ronnie,
your thoughts?
Just while Shane's getting those scores, look, let's give some credit here, Corio. They came out in the second semi. They led by 4 goals at half-time. Should have been 6 in front. They lost by about 10 goals. They've come back. They've certainly come back fired up. And I think one of the good moves has been out of the ruck, Vlado Sevgenev. He's gone back to centre-half back, playing on Neil Orford, who absolutely dominated the second half at centre-half forward. And Neil Orford's hardly had a sniff. A couple of boundary zones he's tried to take out of the air. Apart from that, Vlado's done very well without picking up a lot of possessions himself. He's been doing the hard things, the shepherding, the bulking, the tackling. And well done by Corio's selection panel to put Vlado back on him. A bit of a chance. I mean, he's not a highly skilled player, Vlado Sevgenev. Certainly a trier. There's no one tries harder than him. But the move of him to centre-half back and Onturk on the back, well, I think they've worked. I know they're only 8 points in front at quarter time. They did play most of that quarter with 16 or 17 men. They did have the breeze, admittedly, but I think the selection committee, Corio, might well have got it right. I like the move of playing Cootie. I like the move of playing Dave McKinnon. Both have got blistering pace. Both can break up the patch. And what I've seen so far of Lenable, he has a go at the footy, and he's also got a bit of pace too, so that might be a good move. And they just look to have a little edge on the on-ball situation at the moment, to me, Corio.
Yes, certainly, Cookie, as the crowd disperse here from the
respective camps. Have we got a quick time for just a few commercials, for a few sponsors' messages, Ron?
I think Shane might have gone for a Tosca.
Okay, well, we'll keep going here at the ground. See, again, the quarter time score, 2-1-13 at North Geelong. Kicked into the breeze in that first quarter. Corio kicked 3 goals, 3-21. Perhaps should have made better use of that. A couple of shots per goal under normal circumstances might have gone through, but it's a grand final, and nerves crept in on a couple of occasions.
Yes, certainly. I think we may have Noel Fanning and Arthur Tassie Hodgson on the boundary line for some interesting comments at quarter time from respective coaches. Gentlemen. No, we can't.
Dennis Hines spoke very quietly to the boys. He told them to keep a very close eye on Boothroyd and said they've got to go a lot harder at the football this quarter. And interesting to see that the young fellow on the bench played in the under-15 grand final for North Geelong this year. So if he plays in another premiership today, that's 2 in 1 year. Interesting stuff, Tassie.
Yeah, Darren McNamara is very critical of the overuse of the aggression at the first, in that first 5 minutes. Said they let it go a little bit too far, cost them dearly. He criticised Nalobo. They took him off, put him back on. Said he's got another chance to do something about it. One thing he was happy with was the game in Nevada Cornwall on Marnie and the tackling he's done on him. Also McKinnon on Jovanovic. He thought he was doing a good job. One of the things he emphasised, they had to play out the quarter when they get to 25 minutes, work a bit harder. That's it.
Okay, I'll just grab Mark Nolan now as he's coming off the ground, and we'll see if he's been a busy beaver today.
Yeah, I think he has been a
How
very
you going, mate?
beaver.
I'm going all right, Ben, are you? Yep, plenty of deeds since the game started.
A little bit of run to do, mate. Yeah, it's been a bit of fun.
Good boy. See ya.